Most of you recognize what I'm showing on the screen here now. The Shopsmith T-nut and T-bolt. Right here is the T-bolt. Right here is the T-nut. If you remember, for those of you who have had them, that the T-bolt here, the post on it is 5/16 diameter. And then the other two holes just have no threading in them whatsoever. On the T-nut, the threading on this center one here is 3/8. And the ones out here are 1/4 inch. Can't get them anymore from Shopsmith, so many of you have been asking, what do I do? Well, here's your solution, and it's going to be here in my store very shortly, and that's here on the left here. So the zero play miter play stop, it's going to come in a box like this, and with these two items will come separately, which I'm adding to the package. The items that are come inside of here are this here, which can be configured as the T-bolt or a T-nut. You also get a nylon insert here, which you can use as a stop that can go in there if you need to. This is to screw it down. Also, you're going to find in the package a washer, a flat washer just like this, and you're also going to find in there a rubber piece like you see on this bolt here, which also comes with it. So that's what you're going to have in the package. These two items here is what I add to it. Here are the pieces that come with your zero play miter stop for your Shopsmith to make T-nuts and T-bolts. I'm going to put together each here so you can see how to put them together to make them into a T-bolt or a T-nut. So first I'm going to put it together into a T-bolt. This rubber ring here, you push all the way down to the bottom. It's going to hold the bolt in there. I'm going to push it all the way down until it's actually inside of that little circle that's at the bottom there. So once you get it there, now this is optional, but I like to put it in just to keep it all the way. This little nylon set screw here, it's got a little flat tip indentation for flat tip screwdriver. I just screw it in about that far just to keep it out of the way. And then when you use it, you're going to put it through whatever you're using it. Then you put your washer on, and then this will secure it in place. So that's for using it as a T-bolt. I want you to compare this with the Shopsmith T-bolt that they manufactured. Identical dimensions. The only difference is this post here is 5/16. It's 1/4 inch over here on the one that we're using here from Microjig. Now, to configure it as a T-nut, okay, for the parts we're going to use for that, now I've got some other, you're only going to need to use this part here. You're going to need to use this screw here and the washer. That's all you're going to need to use for that. So there you are. That's to use it as a T-nut. Now you're going to use the T-nut when you need to have something embedded in the face of your jig that you're using so that the head of the screw is not protruding. Here's an example here where I have a fence for using my molder, which I attach to my fence using a T-nut. And the reason here is I want to have this embedded because I want my stock to go smoothly past here. So I have embedded it. When you do it here, you want to put a 1/4-inch countersink in here for your screw so that then it sticks out that back side. Then you will put it on like this. And screw it on the back side. And then you can use that as a T-nut. So that's the two uses, the T-nut and the T-bolt. Again, here's the T-bolt. And then right here is the T-nut configuration. Now when you receive it in the box, you're going to see everything here inside the box except for this screw here. It does not come in the box, it'll come separate. That's something I've supplied so that you can configure it as a T-nut without having to go out and buy your own screw. Additionally, I'm including one other item, and that is this carriage bolt. Now, the bolt that comes with it, in the bottom, you can see here how it is configured in there. Some of you may prefer to have a carriage bolt instead. The reason I say that is that it's got a square hole in the bottom here, specifically designed so that if you want to use a carriage bolt instead, the square on the carriage bolt fits perfectly in there. It won't turn, and you can put whatever size that you want. I include one that's 1.5 inches long, but if you want to replace that and put one longer or shorter, you have the freedom to do that. And I'm showing you that here because you will not find that in the Microjig instructions that come with it. Finally, notice here that the head on the button screw here fits perfectly with your 5/32 tool that you use on your Shopsmith, making things really easy.